I lined up my foot with the shoe and marked it with a kitchen knife. This was the only way to cut it off accurately. I was so ruthless because I wanted to wear those shoes and marry the prince. Ironically, I cut off the wrong foot. Mom just smiled when she saw this and kindly cut off my left foot instead, but my sacrifice went way beyond that. To marry the prince, I even got plastic surgery. The doctor's methods made me wish I was dead. The surgical tools were nothing but chisels. The eyelash transplant was even more ridiculous. They sewed them on with needle and thread. This crazy doctor even wiped his nose on his gloves to disinfect them. My sacrifice was just the beginning. I'd recently lost my father and Mom remarried, bringing me and my sister along to marry some old guy. This was purely because the old man was nobility. Marrying him didn't just give us wealth and luxury, it let both daughters climb the social ladder. The old man had a beautiful daughter who became my stepsister. After seeing her beauty, I started feeling inferior. That afternoon, Mom married the old man, and that evening we had a happy family dinner together. Then my stepfather threw cake in my face. I watched Mom bite her tongue in anger, forcing a smile despite the humiliation. After all, she had to depend on her stepfather for survival. But the next moment the old man started convulsing and collapsed dead. I froze on the spot, terrified. Fortunately, there was still the castle and inheritance. However, while bringing food to my stepsister, I learned that my stepfather had married Mom because he'd recently gone bankrupt. I ran to tell Mom, only to find the house crowded with creditors. Due to my stepfather's bankruptcy and debts, not only were the land and livestock seized, but even Mom's own money was taken. Afterward, Mom collapsed in despair. I knew how tough things were for her, so I said I could marry the prince. That afternoon, a palace messenger arrived at our door. The prince was holding a ball in 4 months to select his queen and notified all noble women to prepare. I was thrilled to hear this because as Anna's stepsister, I was also eligible for the ball. I even fantasized about being with the prince. To seize this opportunity, Mom decided to mortgage everything we had and take me to a doctor for plastic surgery. Once I became princess, we'd never lack money again. The doctor suggested first removing my braces, then reshaping my nose, and finally extending my eyelashes. I was excited hearing this, but my smile faded fast after surgery. I had to wear a nose brace until my nose was completely set. One day I came home and discovered something scandalous in the stable. I quietly snuck in to investigate and saw Agnes with the stable boy, a scandalous affair. Agnes had fallen in love with the stable boy and got caught red-handed by me. I wasn't about to let this opportunity slip away. I told Mom everything. Mom was furious when she found out, so she punished Agnes by making her a servant and forbade her from attending the prince's ball. The stable boy was also kicked out by Mom. I was overjoyed hearing this. With Agnes, my biggest rival, out of the picture, I was one step closer to marrying the prince. On the other hand, since losing her virginity, Agnes had completely become a house servant. She had to serve me my meals. Seeing Agnes's disheveled appearance, I nicknamed her Cinderella. That evening, Agnes dug out her own ball gown. She wanted to attend the ball too. But when she came home, she ran into me. I understood everything immediately. I'd never allow Agnes to steal my spotlight, so I grabbed the gown and tore it to shreds. Mom stepped in to stop the commotion. Agnes rushed to her father's body and unconsciously fell asleep. Then a beam of light shone in, and a familiar voice awakened Agnes. It was Agnes's long-dead mother. Her mother had prepared dancing shoes for her, and even had the ball gown repaired by silkworms. Her mother told her these would only last until midnight, so she had to leave before then. The next evening, I put on my dress and rushed to the palace. Everyone was enchanted by me, but the prince remained unmoved. The girls formed a circle, waiting for the prince to choose one of them to dance with. The prince suddenly froze. A girl wearing a veil and long dress immediately caught his attention. It was my stepsister Agnes. Watching Agnes dance with the prince broke my heart. As the clock struck midnight, Agnes turned and fled immediately. The prince chased after her while I gritted my teeth in anger. Then the prince announced, "Whoever the shoe fits will be the princess."